Welcome to Qualtrax. In this video, we're going to talk about workflow automation steps. Before we can discuss workflow automations, we must understand what they are. Workflow automation steps allow a workflow instance to automatically start several system actions based on certain parameters. There are four types of workflow automations: data copier, wait on workflow, workflow launcher, and form filler. The data copier automation step automatically updates or copies back data in a related workflow that shares the same custom fields. The wait on workflow automation step forces the workflow to stop at this step until one or more other workflows move to a specified step. The workflow launcher automation allows your workflow to automatically initiate one or more new workflow instances. You will need workflow launcher automation to utilize data copier or wait on workflow. The last automation type is form filler. Form filler automatically takes data captured in a workflow and populates a controlled Word document template. This is an extra service that has a charge associated with it, so we will not be discussing configuration of this automation step in this video. Before we can configure any of the automations we have just learned about, we first must add an automation step to this workflow. To do that, you're going to go to the Add a New Step field, give your step a title, and then be sure in the drop-down, instead of selecting User, you select Automation. Then choose the Add Step button. From here, you'll need to click on your automation step above, and this will open up the configuration for your automation. In order to configure Data Copier, you will first need to select Data Copier from the drop-down next to System Actions. You will then need to select the workflow you wish to copy data to. Once you have done this, select Add Automation. Please keep in mind, only data that exists in custom fields from both workflows will be updated, and any existing data will be overwritten. In order to configure Wait on Workflow, you will first need to select Wait on Workflow from the System Actions dropdown. You will then need to select which workflow you would like this one to wait on. From there, you will need to choose a step of that workflow in which this delay is to be released. Then choose Add Automation. To configure a workflow launcher, you will need to select Workflow Launcher from the System Actions dropdown. You will then need to designate what workflow you would like to launch. Then choose Add Automation. With a Workflow Launcher automation, you will need to designate a responsible party. This will be the individual or group who's responsible for the launched workflow. The configuration option will allow you to launch a workflow based on a certain choice from a list type custom field. Thank you for attending this Qualtrax training. If you have any further questions, please reach out to support or your account manager.